dedication, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to our mission. These are the hallmark traits of the women and men of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Though this year presented some unique and unprecedented challenges and opportunities for each of us, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service never faltered. This year we showed and can proudly boast, mission possible. We work to foster new collaborations with partners across the country, including an historic candidate conservation agreement in the Midwest to provide habitat for monarch butterflies, a finalized CCAA for the dune sagebrush lizard, and a habitat conservation plan covering 1.6 million acres in California for the conservation of the northern spotted owl. This year, due to our recovery efforts, we delisted the Hawaiian hawk and the gray wolf, and downlisted the golden conure. In addition, we were able to propose delisting for 4 other species and propose downlisting for 7. The service reissued guidance that empowers managers to make decisions on a case-by-case basis at the local level on the use of genetically modified crops. We facilitated hunters and anglers pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into conservation through PRDJ funding distributed to all 50 states and 6 U.S. territories. Hunters and anglers are true advocates of conservation. Thanks to you, we recognize and acknowledge their contribution with the permanent hunting theme on the duck stamp. The Great American Outdoors Act was signed into law by President Trump this summer and will provide permanent funding to the Land and Water Conservation Fund and a significant funding to tackle the deferred maintenance projects on public lands across the country. These funds are used in a variety of ways to enhance recreational access for hunters, anglers, and outdoor enthusiasts, conduct conservation research, and restore critical wildlife habitat. The National Fish Hatcheries system had an impressive year. Their 1,200 stocking trips released over 80 million fish into state, tribal, and local waters. Our historic hunt fish rule opened or expanded 859 distinct hunting and fishing opportunities on National Wildlife Refuges and hatcheries. That was 2.3 million acres that were open or expanded across the country. We've now opened over 4 million acres to hunting and fishing under the Trump administration. And when the public needed a place to go, to safely get outside and explore, our refuges provided access to their public lands. Refuges saw an increase of 30 to 100% in visitation. We were helping with social distancing long before COVID came along. Thanks to all of our visitor services staff, maintenance workers, law enforcement, and mission-critical personnel for keeping our public lands and facilities open. When we couldn't provide in-person experiences, the service delivered new and exciting ways to conduct over 100 virtual experiences. You have revolutionized the way we process permit applications in the service through the launch of our new, easy-to-use modern e-permit system. Our law enforcement officers supported a joint effort with Homeland Security directed at addressing wildlife protection threats to public lands. Our law enforcement officers investigated more than 1,400 wildlife crimes and seized thousands of pounds of drugs with a street value estimated at nearly $44 million. Our fire management program completed prescribed fires on over 200,000 acres and mechanical fuels reduction treatments on more than 6,600 acres. And this year, we made good progress implementing our diversity inclusion implementation plan, although we have more to do. We've accomplished all of these things and more together. Yes, 2020 was an interesting year that taught us to be nimble, flexible, creative, and innovative. That is the spirit of America. The women and men of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service got to work, and you accomplished our mission. We surpassed expectations. This year was truly mission possible. We delivered unbelievable wins during this year to the American people like no other. We have set a new foundation of the way we do business. Together, we will continue to do great work. To every single one of you, I want to say thank you for having me as the director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Our accomplishments would not have been possible for every single one of you, the hard work, dedication, and commitment that you have.